Hey there, AfterBuzzers. You're watching the AfterBuzz TV After Show for Law & Order Special Victims Unit, Season 18, Episode 5, Rape Interrupted. Stay tuned as we discuss this week's episode and give you our thoughts and predictions.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, hey guys, we're bringing it in. We just did a fun little remix edition of this on Jesse's Snapchat, which you guys should go check out because it is super fun.
Soon to be available on my Instagram story as well.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Well, as you just heard, we are here tonight to discuss Episode 5, Rape Interrupted.
Interrupted.
Oh, nice.
Get it?
Good job. Oh,
Sorry.
gosh, already with the jokes. I am Lauren Salaun, and you guys can find me everywhere online at Lauren Salaun, especially Instagram. And how about you, Jesse?
Everywhere, DJ Jesse J, including Snapchat, which you need to be checking out. Thank you.
Yeah. By the way, sorry. Obviously, Jesse. You know, you guys know him. And before we dive into this juicy episode, want to let you guys know that here at the SVU After Show, which, I mean, there's tons of you watching in the chat right now, so you know the deal. But we're going to talk about some sensitive subject matter, as always. So if you might be offended by tasteless jokes about I don't know if we're gonna make rape jokes, but you know, we crack jokes and stuff on this after show, and we make light of very serious things, not because we don't realize that they're very serious, but because that's how we talk about these sorts of things sometimes. It makes it a little easier.
And have you seen SVU sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, there we go. So you've been warned, and we've also got a hotline for you in case you've got anything, you know, that you're dealing with or somebody that you know might be dealing with along these lines.
Boom, you guys, it's the RAIN hotline. You guys can call it at 1-800-656-4673. And I just saw this, but this is really cool. If you just type RAIN hotline in Google, it gives you an online chat that you can instantly just, so if you don't, you know what I mean, if you want your mama's bill or something.
And it's RAIN
Very
with
cool.
2 N's.
Yes.
There you go. Awesome. Thank you, Jesse. And guys, obviously, if you're watching us in YouTube right now, make sure you've subscribed already so you don't miss anything. If you're in the chat, we've got it up. So let's talk. You guys never keep quiet in there, which we're very happy about. So keep it up and go to iTunes as well and subscribe to us and our after show. This one specifically, and then all the others that you want to get. And while you're in there, leave us a review and we will read it on the air. And if you have emojis in it, that makes it even more fun. Okay, let's get into it. So this week's episode, Rape Interrupted, is our Rapist Brock Turner episode. Right? Very exciting. So our basic plot situation, we've got, you know, college kids or just out of college kids at a college party, drunk girl gets raped or claims she gets raped, and we've got this, you know, upstanding, smart kid who apparently did it is claiming it was consensual. The rape is interrupted outside by, you know, some trash bins and dumpsters and stuff by this random guy, and then it goes to court, and it's pretty much a he said, she said sort of situation, which is very, very similar to what the actual Brock Turner situation was. And so one of the things I just love about this episode is just how it really highlights the immediacy of TV, you know, and how TV, you can change stuff on the fly. Because this case just happened like less than 6 months ago, right?
Which is funny too, because some people in the chat are talking about the Trump episode.
Right.
They pushed it back. We don't really know why. Someone wrote because of Trump. I doubt that. But I wonder if we were saying last week, or Yo was saying that she thinks maybe they're doing pickup scenes for it. Or I just was thinking too, Donald Trump hasn't released Celebrity Apprentice while he's been running. And so I'm wondering if someone had wrote because of Trump, if maybe...
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, if I was running for president or doing anything major, or if I was just a big public figure and someone was going to make a TV show suggesting that I'm a rapist before like the election to be president, I would for sure be like, hi, a very big lawsuit will be coming at you if you do this. And so, you know, if that wasn't the situation, it very well
so they decided to go with Brock.
Yeah, but how quick? I mean, they probably already had that one in the works because that's such a relevant news issue and real world issue to do. But I love how like this case just closed not too long ago, and we've already got our episode about it. It's awesome, and I love how SVU.
It was just, this is so random, only because I'm a Britney Spears fan. It was just so awkward that they kept referring to the girl as Jamie Spears because that's her sister, and I was just like, wait, what?
I love that you said that because when it was up on the board, I was like, Jamie Spears.
I was like, wait, is there an article that I haven't read yet? Like, what's
that's
happening?
so funny.
Sorry, it's the nerd in
Oh,
me.
that's really funny. I like it. So we've got Jamie, our victim, who has no recollection of being raped until she's told about it in the hospital. And then Ellis, who is in the beginning, and in the beginning, I didn't see previews for this, so I didn't know. I was coming in cold. Like, I didn't know what we were going for here. You know, I'm like, oh, we're at a college party. There's a lot of drinking. Something bad's going to happen. And I was like, I don't think this nice young boy who just got this great job, it's not bad going to be happening to him. Is he going to help somebody? I'm like, no, of course not. He's the one that's going to,
He's the rapist.
This bad stuff's happening to him or around him. And I do really like how they did not show us what happened, you know, so that we, the audience, are left as like the jury too. You know, we see her flirting with him in the bathroom and all that, but then we don't know the truth.
Up until the very end, even when they played that phone call, I was still like, ooh, like, girl, you know what you did.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't want your tea out, dumpster girl. Like.
Oh, yeah.
But this is horrible because this stuff really does happen.
Well,
and that is like traumatizing. This girl will be traumatized for a very long time because of it. Like how she said, I talk to a therapist every day and it still doesn't work. Because that picture, we live in this world of social bullying. That picture exists forever. So forever, she will have to look at a picture of the night she felt she was raped. Crazy. Crazy. And nobody thinks about this kind of stuff because it's like, oh, it's just a picture. And I love the way that this whole entire episode went because it turned out to be, because I was scared. I was nervous at first. I was like, uh-oh, they gonna let some dirty cop work happen here.
Right. I think they did a really good job of this episode for several reasons. And you know, because as much as Ellis obviously was in the wrong here, you know, I respected his character to a certain extent.
And I empathize with everything, every step that he took.
And maybe respect is the wrong word, but, you know, because ultimately he ends up not doing the right thing, but he ends up accepting guilt for what happened and using those words and apologizing, not where in the Brock Turner situation, it was like, oh, we got a little drunk, you know, whatever. You know, it didn't end up being, you know, that was very poorly handled.
Well, I feel like the father was kind of the voice of Brock in that way. I was so disgusted when he looked Liv in the face and was like, oh, so my son, because he fucked some drunk girl? Like, sorry. In my mind, he said that. It was just like, drop everything. How ignorant are you? Like, you've been in this field, and I understand it's your child, I understand it's your son, but what if it was your daughter?
Right.
Like, so to me, it was just like his hypeness was too much for me, and that's what scared me through the episode, because I was like, oh, he gonna really fight this. And I know parents like that, and I mean, you know, every parent wants to do that, but to have that kind of power within, you know, the force, it's kind of like, well, is Liv scared?
Yeah, and so Patrick was played by Anthony Edwards, who we all know from, you know, majorly from ER, of course, and he is playing Liv's first partner and mentor from like back in the day. And fun fact, Mariska and Anthony did like a whole season, I think it was like season 4 of ER together. She was apparently his love interest, and I didn't watch all of ER, so I don't really know that, but they had great chemistry. Like, yeah, they were opposing forces, but you felt that long-term relationship. Like in the episode we had, you felt that there was that connection there and that history there. And I think we get some of that from the fact that they're both incredible actors, of course. But you
this
get
one
that
I
from,
walked away
they worked together.
Specifically. I really walked away from this looking at Mariska like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, she's been doing this for so long. Like, it made me think about certain things. Like, I read scripts all the time, and so it was like it made me look at her like, wow, like her character development. It's just the subtle little things, and it's just she's incredible. Like in this one, and that explains a lot because I didn't think of it like that. But yeah, when you're comfortable with somebody, that I really walked away with that. I was just like, wow, her facial expressions, everything.
Yeah,
like,
it was pretty incredible. So in the beginning, you know, we've got Janie, we've got our eyewitness who said he saw them by the dumpster, which this like trash dumpster situation is very much how like the real case happened. And even down to like her reading that letter at the end, the real victim in the Brock Turner case read a letter like that as well, like a very long, very emotional and intense letter.
Math P. Hanan says, the dad's comments at the end, 20 seconds of stupidity, was a comment that Brock's dad actually had said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh man, yeah.
Problematic.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, and he and the dad, does say it was a rookie mistake, like toss it out, because back in the day, I guess he lied for Liv.
Yeah.
They were doing a big drug bust. She was the only one on the scene, like in a room with all this drugs and money, and the drug dealer claimed that she stole stuff, you know, or took it for herself. And he ended up covering for her, saying he was in the room the whole time. And he keeps harping on this.
Yeah, how did you feel about
time
that?
When he's like,
Did you feel like he was gonna like expose it in any way, or like was it just something that he just kept holding over her, like more guilt?
It was more guilt, and he was trying to get her to brush this under the rug. And she's like, this isn't the same, like, because here's the thing, you knew that I didn't take those drugs. Like, we knew what the truth was. The truth in this situation is that your son did that, you know, and so no, it's not the same, bro. Like, we're not dealing with the same thing.
Nobody was harmed.
And we've seen this so consistently with Liv, that she always chooses like what's right and, you know, sides with the law, you know, all the time, unless siding against the law is what's right. But she doesn't compromise her morals or her ethics.
I questioned if she was, honestly. At one point, there was one point where I was like, okay, he's going really hard. And then I didn't know like if she was scared at a certain moment, because it was just weird how he kept holding it over her. And it's like, okay, the guilt thing, but it's like at a certain point, it's like, okay, we have to have a sit down. Like, I understand you did that for me. I ain't scared of that.
This isn't the same.
Right. Like, sorry about it, boo. And I like that the fact that he stuck to it, because at the same time, I think that the mother was a horrible actress. Sorry, I just really do. Like, I had no connection to this woman at all. It was just awkward every time she stepped in the scene. I'm just like, I would think the mother would have more something. Then it just kind of told me, well, what kind of a man does that make him?
Yeah.
No, it was just interesting.
Well,
I was really into
be
all the characters in this one for some odd reason.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you? Okay, I feel bad pointing this out, but did you notice in like the first scene with the family at their house when Ellis looks at the camera?
No.
Oh, it's right in the beginning. I rewound it. I was like, did he just make eye contact with us? I was like, yes, he did.
But now that you're also saying that, there was another thing. I was like, I'm never going to remember this. But when they go to the courtroom, mother, like, really awkward how you got out that car. I thought we were going to get like a really intense crotch shot, and I was just like, what is that? And I know it's just so little, but like when you're watching SVU, you pick up on the littlest things, because it's just like craziness. I was just like, she needed to be replaced.
Exactly.
Don't bring her back.
So talking about Liv and her morals and stuff, think that it was out of character for Liv to not have confessed, to not have confessed about the drug stuff, like back in the day, Anne-Marie? Because I think when she was in her first year of being a police officer, you know, she's wanting to, she's wanting to do whatever it takes to
get there,
keep that job. And didn't do anything wrong, you know.
But also, like, her last statement,
or maybe
where she
protocol
was like,
wise, she wasn't totally by the book.
I wish you hadn't.
Yeah.
Like, to me, okay, am I being dramatic?
I think that was kind of dramatic of her.
Okay, because is it dramatic in the sense of like, where I took that was like, what, you don't like your life right now? Like, what would you have seen yourself doing? Like, you would have never got that, because she made that comment, well, in my case, it got me a promotion.
Right.
And it was just like, what did you want, girl? Like, she just confused me.
No, I
in that
think
moment.
she was just trying to be like still have her foot down about having taken the moral high ground this whole time, and she's like, no, like, I still stand by, and I wish you hadn't done that because that would have been the truth. Like, I'm like, no, you don't, because look where you're at. Like,
Right.
your whole career.
Making it
Like,
rain.
like, relax, Liv, it's fine. Yeah, so that, anyway.
Amory said, oh yeah, not Amory. Where am I?
I don't know.
Shoot.
I don't know. I don't know.
You guys just
but
be texting and it's fine.
I know they're talking so much. I love it, you guys. Don't slow down. But so
they said
yeah.
because if you consent to go outside, they said, well, she consented to go outside with him. I don't believe that. Awanda, she flirted with him and she went with him willing outside. That, to me, that's you still, like, I can go outside with somebody. That doesn't mean I'm gonna have sex with you.
Right.
You know, so
And flirting, it's like the conscious consent thing
Yeah.
that we talked about, like making sure all the time that the person's still into it, you know. And here's where, I mean, I don't know if we want to get into this just yet or keep talking. Let's stay on our.
I want to just finish
plot.
Awanda.
Oh, yeah.
Did you feel this way at all, Awanda? Because I did too, Awanda. Don't worry, girl. I don't know. My theory is she was drunk, emotional, and she did consent, but she passed out during and forgot. Now he keeps saying it was consensual until his father got involved. I did think that at first. I thought like it was more of an embarrassing. Once she saw the dumpster picture and once she woke up next to that stuff, that's where my mind was like at, and it's like, is that right?
Well, and it's hard because, and I know this is probably not gonna sound right, and y'all in the chat are gonna like get on me for this, but it's a hard situation because, well, and getting away from like obviously the kid Ellis in the end saying, I knew what I was doing, I knew you were unconscious, I raped you. Like, okay, there we go. But if he, like, this could be a really inexperienced kid who's not had very much sex at all and is also drunk and super excited about hooking up with a girl finally, doesn't really, like, yes, I'm sorry, you're gonna notice if someone's passed out drunk. Yeah. But if you're also very drunk too, and you like you're drunk to the point where you can't consent, but you're also drunk to the point where you aren't realizing what's going on. I'm not saying it's okay what happened and it's okay to force yourself on someone when they're not actively saying yes, but it's very tough because you're both not in a place of making the right decision.
That's why it was
was
like
and yeah, one person's decision was very wrong and criminal act, but it is, and not that it like makes it less bad, but it is like,
I mean, to get it's just in that moment I don't
situation.
And it is because it's like to get 28 months in jail, like
24.
24 months in jail. It was just like I felt like she felt bad for that.
Yeah.
Like when she just wanted the apology, all that, because I mean, not to say, okay, this is gonna sound, I'm not gonna say it, I'm gonna say it, but that she wanted it. But I think that there was an attraction, there was a little bit of chemistry probably at the beginning, because there was flirtation there, and he is an attractive guy, and he's got a lot going on for him, and so, but in the right time, I mean, that's not in the moment for you to have done nothing. So I think that there was guilt in that sense of it, because then when she said, I just want an apology. Do you feel like that's what made me question, like, okay, does she want the apology because she knows, like, okay, well, like, I can understand where it had gone, but, like, really, you, like, screwed me unconscious next to a dumpster? And that's where I felt like she just wanted the conversation.
Right.
Did you feel that at all?
A little bit. One of my things with her was when she says, one of her defenses, and again, not like, we agree that yes, she was raped.
This is
like,
open conversation.
We agree she was raped. Ellis committed the crime. There we go. But with her saying, like, one of her defense points was like, I would never do XYZ. I would have never done that normally if I was
hooked up with somebody that I don't know.
Yeah, if I was sober, sort of thing. But sometimes when you've had one drink, you do stuff that you would never do, and it's not always a bad thing. And sometimes you decide one day, oh, I'm in this kind of mood, I'm going to do something totally out of character. Doesn't mean you didn't have your, like, full brain about you. So that to me was kind of a weak argument, like, legally speaking. Like, oh, I know it was rape because I would have never hooked up with him.
Yeah. What did you think of the phone call that they played at the end?
Well, I thought that didn't...
Who did that help out more? Whose case?
I mean, she sounded so drunk, but she also was able to talk.
But she was saying like my boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend, like she
wanting
like,
attention and stuff, you know. So it's easy to throw that in in different,
And then
that
the
direction.
surprise witness, I was like,
yeah.
That I was so happy because you know that judge can shut shit down really quickly, but I was so happy she let them push it and really be like, okay, wait, I want to see where they're going with this,
right?
And it went to the end of it.
I'm happy. Okay, so I think the dad was being a poop like the whole time, like he was being slimy, but at the same, not to excuse it, but this is his son. So he's going to, even if his son did something super nasty, like you're going to fight for your kid no matter what. And so I get why he went that route of finding like witness tampering and all this stuff. And part of me was happy that it didn't end up destroying his life in that sense. Like I'm very happy about the conclusion of what happened in the courtroom. Because at first we see the plea deal happening and then Ellis is like, no, I take it back. I want to go to trial, this sort of thing. And then when they're in trial and it's about like all this stuff's happening, he stands up and finally admits his fault in it. So he saves his dad from really getting screwed, which he deserved to get screwed on that. But I'm kind of happy he didn't because I have some sympathy for just like the love for his son, if that makes sense, you know.
No,
and I
100%.
wouldn't want like it would I don't know. I just it would have been so sad if that had
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Also, though, at the same time, I think it's more punishment now for the father because now your son did the right thing, and now you have to sit with that, knowing that your son protected you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then he had to still take. I mean, he had to take on his responsibilities for what he did. But I just thought that was. I think it's more painful for the father to have not gotten in trouble. Mm-hmm. Interesting little thing they did, but I was so happy because I was like, if this boy, like, we can't keep going back and forth. And then the way he did it was just, I mean, I clutched my pearls. I was like, Liv was like, what is happening right now? So, and then there you go with your 24 months.
24 months. And so I think to a certain extent, like justice, I mean, and I don't know off the top of my head what like standard rape situation, and there are different levels of rape. He got rape 2, and initially they were going to plead to rape 3, which is less serious.
From 2 to 3, like, don't gotta go to jail, just put a little red dot on the computer screen.
Right, should have gone that first route.
Yeah.
Oops. So getting 2 years getting 2 years in prison. And, you know, we have like picketers and stuff outside saying it's not enough time, which is very, you know, in the Brock Turner case, he ended up getting sentenced to 6 months and he ended up getting out after 3, which is so he's already out.
Craziness.
Like, it's so absurd. So anyway, back to our episode.
Jay Ruse, the plea deal was no jail time. He would call himself as a rape 3, right? Level 3 or whatever it is. And then he'd have to register as that. And that's it. But he wouldn't have to go to jail. He'd have to do like probation and all that stuff, community service. But
yeah. So in the end, what do you think about him having admitted that he knew she was unconscious? Like, I wanted to think that he was like a shitty drunk person that didn't maybe realize it, but now after the fact is like, yes, like in the moment I wasn't completely clear, but you weren't saying yes, so you know it was rape, I admit it, sort of thing. But he was like, no, I knew what I was doing, I just wanted it and I couldn't control it. And I was like, you little monster.
Really? You thought that's how it came off at the end?
Well, he was like, I couldn't control myself.
Yeah, that was weird how he said it. But I don't know. I still like.
Because I felt like even though he did that, I was, like you said, sympathetic with him and stuff. Like, you know, he totally messed up and he did a terrible thing. But I was like,
when you're drunk in the moment and it's like That's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But you do stupid things when you're drunk. That's why you got to be responsible.
Mm-hmm. Or just get really drunk with people that you totally trust.
And wouldn't have sex with.
Anyway, or would, but there's understanding there.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Anywho, so with I mean, I feel like we've covered everything and we've jumped around, but this one was a exciting one.
It had its big points.
Yeah. So we can talk a little bit about Tuckson. So Liv and Tucker, which Finn, so a few months ago and at the end of last season, which we're not that far, we're 5 episodes in, you guys, like we're not that far from last season when they were like whisking away to Paris and all this stuff and having this amazing time and so in love. And last week, I believe, we realized there was some trouble, or things are not great. And Finn was the one who asked Liv about it. And then Finn again today is like, oh, what's going on, pretty much. And she says it's complicated. So what is going on with them?
I don't know. SVU, you guys play with our emotions all the time. You give us a little nugget, and then you take it away, and you just throw us crumbs. And now we're at a crumb stage, and I'm just like, what do I do with this? I don't know. I don't know what to do, because it's like Liv was drinking last season, and like, what's up with that?
Romance problems.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, why can't you just like have a chill year ever?
Like, can Liv get a friend? Like a real friend outside of this? Like can she join like a mother group or something, like where she just finds an outside source?
No, because then there'd be too much outside SVU shenanigans.
That's true. But then imagine all of a sudden, like 5 episodes in, you find out that the mother that she met at the thing is like really a secret spy. Dum, dum,
now
dum.
we're just creating a
and
whole
that's
new
SVU
show.
the movie. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, so I want them to figure it out, because I like them as a couple. They're like such a power, serious, smoldering kind of couple.
I'm like, yeah, it's just like, does he have another job, like in real life, have another job or show that he's doing that they don't want to write his character like in all the time?
Yeah.
Or like to give us
that's a good
just
idea.
like
I don't know.
something.
I don't know. So I want to comment about something. So I read this on the All Things Law and Order blogspot.com blog. They always do great reviews and recaps and stuff. And I was totally feeling this way. And the author this blog put it exactly, like said it so well, that I believe it's a he. Anyway, so they said that they feel like they have rape case fatigue, like rape fatigue, which I was feeling like this too. I'm like, oh, another rape and consent situation. Like, I feel like we've been dealing with rape and consent all the time, like lately, more than any other type of case, which, yes, special victims are sexually related crimes, as we know and hear every start of every episode. And so the majority of these things are going to involve sex, and rape is a huge sex crime. But there are so many other special victims that we can explore. I feel like we've been so focused on rape, and this is largely because rape has been such a big topic in the news, like in real life. So I get that they're focusing on it, but I am very ready for non-rape.
I'm ready for non-rape, but I also who was in here? Math Hanan. Go ahead, you hitting it with the comments today.
Hanan.
Hanan. Boys in high school don't know that groping a girl while she's drinking from a water fountain is assault. I think it's things like that. Here's where I can take with SVU. Okay, if it's like we're educating people, and it's like you really need to see, like most people would think that the situation we saw tonight is normal, like it's cool. Like, oh, I mean, I don't want to say most. Okay, let me take that back. But there are people out there who would go about doing this in no random way. Like, she flirted with me, like she was hitting on me, like we went out to the back, she was kissing on me sloppily and drunk, and like, you know. So I like the fact that they are shining a light on these little things, because I remember the other party one where he was recording them. Like, it's just things like that are happening in real life, and it's like, here are the consequences, people, because this is real. This is true.
And it may have been, just like you're a good kid and it was a 20-second mistake.
Yeah.
Oh, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sometimes a 20-second dumb decision and mistake, you might just
20 years.
get grounded or something for it, or get in trouble or embarrassed a little bit. But sometimes when you make mistakes that are 20 seconds, you go to jail for them.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not that it's like wasn't a mistake or that you're a monster through and through. Like, yeah, maybe you are generally a good person and you really screwed up.
Because someone in here said,
but that doesn't mean you don't have to suffer the consequences.
And someone said he didn't look like the type of person that would do it again. It's like, well, would hope not, because I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see it. But you do it once, and you have to understand what that does to a person. And that's where the crazy part is, that no one ever puts themselves in the victim's mindset.
Right.
And I felt like at the end with Ellis, I felt like he did. Part of it was because he wanted to protect his father, but it did get to a point where it's like you're kind of thinking about it over and over and over.
I almost felt like it was less about protecting his dad and more about his conscience.
Wanting to do, yeah.
Because I think ultimately he is a good, smart kid for the most part, and he did make a huge mistake, and it was very stupid and evil, and yeah, he does have to pay for it, you know, and not get off easy because like he's a good kid and all that. Yeah, if you don't have a record, and if you like, that's how court works and sentencing works. If you don't have a record and stuff, like if he had done a ton of really crappy things in the past too, and yeah, it's not going to be as serious of a sentence. You're still, with the Brock Turner situation that happened in real life, you still shouldn't get off with like less than the minimum.
Absolutely,
you know?
not.
But that
crazy.
Does, you know, they do take those things into consideration, which I think they should when they're sentencing somebody. But there's generally a time frame of like, oh gosh, what?
Marie McDonald said, I prefer the rape ones to the kid ones. There's no way else I can say that without sounding like a predator, but you get it.
I prefer rape to kids.
You know what I mean? It's awkward. But, I mean, I feel you. I understand what you're saying. This is the only show that you could probably actually have that conversation, and we understand you.
Oh, man. I love all the conversation happening. I haven't been able to keep up because there's only two of us.
Yes, I do love this show more than the Love and Hip Hop after show. Not more than the after show. I just love it more than Love and Hip Hop. I genuinely love this show. Like, it's just an authentic... It's educational, it's funny, it's campy, it's serious, and it's very topical. Whereas Love and Hip Hop is just like the gutter of it all. Like, I can't. If you see, I have much
respect for
this type of commentary versus Love and Hip Hop, where I'm just dragging it.
Oh my goodness! I'll have to take a peek at that one. But
don't even you'll judge me.
Anyway, yeah. So now I'm getting sucked into the comments
Don't hate
and everything.
me because I support men getting a fair trial. I mean, he should have got a fair trial.
Yeah, I didn't see all the other notes, but I did see that there was a middle finger given to somebody in the chat. You guys, play nice. But not, I mean, whatever. But I think everyone should have a fair trial. What?
Just laughing at you. Whatever.
Whatever.
Like,
I don't know what's happening. Anyway, I hope Yel's watching this and going to give us really great love for it. Hey, Yel, we miss you. Hey, Do, we miss you too. Hope you're kicking butt.
Yes.
Woohoo. Oh, that was a lot of rhyming right then. Wow. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're kind of coming down to time. What do we think? I feel like we've dealt with talking about consent and rape so much that there's not a ton we haven't already said about the Brock Turner case, about this topic, like in the last month.
I'd like us to go back to like a sex ring.
Oh yeah.
Like a bust. Like I'm here for an episode like that. I am really excited for the Donald Trump one because
yes.
I mean, obviously, past it being topical, just the conversation that's happened since that video was released. It's interesting because people are so on the fence, and it's so interesting to me to be on Facebook and to see people be like, Hillary Clinton said this, said that, or Hillary Clinton likes music that uses this type of language, but Donald Trump said, grab her pussy. So to see where they take the episode and how they really, I think, and it's also kind of different than what we've been seeing.
Right.
Too.
Which will be nice. And I think, so should we talk about next week?
Let's do it.
I guess. And well, you guys, we don't have any new reviews. Wait.
What? Ooh.
We do, but this one looks like it was not written in the right place. Anyway, we are going to, let's go ahead and, oh no, I didn't pull it up. Dang it. I pulled up just the general one. Okay, I'm gonna pull these up and see if it happens before we get off here, and we can revisit that. But let's talk about next week's episode. So, did you watch the promo for it?
I did, so give me a little up to date.
Poop, because it's very dramatic, and I just watched the 10-second one at the end of the episode, and it says, it's a hate crime ripped straight from the headlines. But there's nothing that it really tells me about the episode.
You guys in the chat room, what's up with the episode?
It doesn't really say what's going on with it, which I find very bizarre. Bad rap. So there's
detectives interrogate the CEO of a recording company and his protege for their involvement in assault on a transgender student. Ooh, I mean, this could go different ways.
So because all you really see is a black guy who has cool style. That's all I got from it. It doesn't suggest any of that recording stuff. It's very
really?
Just quick cuts, and I'm like, oh, that's a good looking kid, I guess, and then a woman or transgender person who looks like a woman in a hospital bed, and that's pretty much all you see. And they're showing a phone around. I'm like, I have no idea what this case is or what this episode's going to be about. But it doesn't look like, hate crime, possibly not a rape situation.
Well, actually, no, what I think is probably going to happen. Oh, Wyclef Jean's going to be in it. That's cool.
Oh, interesting.
What I feel it's going to come down to, so in the hip-hop world, there's been some controversy with rappers like Chingy, or who have...
Chingy is still around?
Right there. Well, musically, no, but topically, they've been talking about how he messed around with a transgender woman. He declined it. And... Busta Rhymes had punched somebody in the face. There's a lot of homosexuality within the hip-hop community. So I think that's really interesting that they're taking it here to talk about it and getting Wyclef to come in and talk about it as well.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Yeah, so the promo did not really... it didn't really give us a whole lot aside from ripped from the headlines. So I'm curious to see what episode what headlines
where
this
they're pulling this from.
Where is this from? All right, so my internet is not loading the reviews, you guys. I should have had it pulled up before. So what you guys can do for us in the meantime is get on to iTunes and leave us a review. You leave us a few emojis. I will do my best to act them out, which is always an exciting thing for everybody to experience. So unfortunately, it's not pulling up right now, but leave some for us, and we'll get on it next week. And oh wait, maybe I've got them. Nope, still not loading.
Dun dun.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
So, oh wait.
I know, I'm trying to pull up on mine too.
Most recent, you poop. I keep using poop a lot.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I keep using poop a lot. This is great. Anyway, I think that just about does it. We've digressed. My reviews are not loading, so go in there and leave us a few for us to read for next week. And you guys, thank you to all of you. There's a ton of you in here today, and thank you so much for all the conversation and for tuning in with us live, and you guys for chatting amongst yourselves. I love it. And we can get into some real discussion in here, and it is really cool. So I think that we'll go ahead and wrap up. You guys, I'm Lauren Salaun, and you can find me everywhere online, especially Snapchat. Ooh, not Snapchat.
Nope. She will be.
I'm getting back into Snapchat, especially Instagram at Lauren Salaun. That's LaurenSalaun. And my friend Jesse here.
Boom. Everywhere. DJ Jesse J. Boom.
Awesome. Thank you guys. We'll see you next week. Have a good night.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Dun dun.
Boom, 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 boom.